Hello everyone and welcome back to another tutorial of SQL course. In this video, we are going to talk about a select clause, a very important clause of SQL queries. So in the previous video, we have created this customer schema and we have inserted some record in it. And if you click on browse button, you will see that we have just one table with the name of customer, and if we click on plus button, it will show us all the columns it has. So now we are going to use a select clause to select these columns from the table. So what actually select clause is? Actually, select clause allow us to specify which column we want to retrieve from the table. What that means? That means that a select clause help us to select these columns from the table. And if I simplify things for you, actually we write something like this. We write a select and then we write a columns that we want to select, and then we use a from, and then we write a table name. It could be any, and that's just an example. And select is help us to select columns, and from class help us to specify which table we are going to target. So that's a basic stuff about the select statement. But what if I have to select all the columns from the table? Well, for that we have a static. So static help us to select all the columns from the table instead of writing every single column here. If we write simple select static, it means select all the columns. From where? From customer table. So I write here a customer. I'm writing here a customer. If I execute this command and if I run this SQL command, you will see that I will get all the columns of customer. So here you can see that I got customer ID, first name, last name, age, country, email address, and all the columns of a customer table as we can see here. All the columns has been selected by just using the term static. So we are simply using static to select all the columns. But however, there are some times when we only need to select specific information. Let us say from the customer table, we just want to select the first name. We don't need other information. So for that, we can simply write select, and then we will specify which column we are going to select first name. So I'm writing here a first name, and from which column? From which table? Sorry, of course it's from customer. So we are writing here a customer, and I will place a semicolon at the end. It will show that the line has been terminated. If I highlight this line and click on run SQL, you will see that I will only getting the first name from the customer table. That's the way we can select some specific table, some specific column from the table by just mentioning the name of that table, the name of that column. Sorry. And SQL is not just limited to selecting columns. We can also perform an arithmetic operation using select statements. But this selection will not affect our real database. It is just help us to get some results. It will not going to affect our real data that we have inserted before. It will just help us to get the results. Let us say we have a column here, total spends. We have a column here, a total spends. Let us say I want to add 10. Let's say I'm writing a select. Which column we have to select? We have to select total spends. Total spend. And I'm writing here total spend. But I want to add 10. I want to add $10 in every spend that I have did. So if I use total spend plus 10, from which table? I'm using customer in this case. So I'm writing here a customer. So if I execute this command, it will increment 10 in every total spend of customer. If I will show you here that where is total spend, we have written it here, and if I scroll it here, you can see that, yeah, here is total spent, and 90, 22, 3, 25, that's a total spent, and now I'm going to add 10 in every spent. So if I execute this command, you will see that what I'm getting here. You can see the 90 is converted to 100, 22 is converted to 32, and 13 sorry 3 is converted to 13, and so on for all the records. But we can also change the name of this column that we have just newly created. So if I use as, that's an alias. If I use as, and I'm writing here a new spent, I am writing new spent, and if I use as, it will rename my column. If I execute this command, you will see that here we will see new spent instead of total spent plus 10. So if I run this SQL command, you will see that everything is same, but the column name is changed to the new spent that we have just renamed. We can also use as here, as you can use here as well. We can here write as well a first name, and you will see that this column will also get rename. So if I execute it, you can see that first name on the top. So that's the concept of alias, renaming your table. So now let's solve some real world questions that I have created for you. Let's see if you can answer these questions. So first question is, find all the details of customer. Now we have to select all the details. That means we have to select all the columns. So for selecting all the columns, what we do, what we have just learned about. To select all the columns, we use static. So why? So here we will write select static with details from customers. So here I'm writing from customers, and I place semicolon here. If I highlight this line, I run SQL, and you will see that I'm getting all these record of customers. So question number 1 we have successfully solved. So our question 2 is, find all the names of customers. That means we just have to select the names of customers. So I have to write simple select. I have to select a specific column from customer. So I have to specify the name. Let us say last name we have select the first name. Now we are selecting the last name. So let me change here. We can write here select all the last name of the customer. So we can simply write here select last name from which column? From customer, and I place semicolon at the end, and if I run this command, you will see that all the last name of the customers. And if I run the SQL, you can see that all the last name has been accessed, and this question has been successfully solved as well. Congratulations. Now this question is a bit complicated, but not much. And now see, let's break down this question. They are saying find all the customer ID. Simple, we have to select all the customer IDs. Simple, we can just have to select customer ID, right? So customer ID, we have simply write a customer ID. This will select all the customer ID. So with total spend of 9% yearly increase. So now you will see that we have to select customer ID within total spend. Customer ID we have written, we can write a comma to separate the columns. Now I am writing a total spend. I'm writing here a total spend, and we have to increase by 6%. So I'm writing multiply it with 0.6. And we are also using here as that we have learned, and we can use here a new total spend. We can use it here as well. From which table? From, of course, from customer. From customer we have to do this. So if I run this command, you will see that I will get all the customer ID with total spend with new total spends. So this is a different way to use a select clause, and now I am pretty much sure that you have learned that how we can use select commands, as we have did some examples here. Now it's your turn to practice. Try out these concepts on your own SQL fiddle, and I will see you in the next video with some more amazing concepts. So stay connected for the next video. Thank you.